Okay. All right. Well, we have one talk left. He insists it's not going to be as exciting as what just happened, but I'm not sure. We have Dr. David Kaplan here to talk to us. Dr. Kaplan is professor and chair of the Department of Biomedical Engineering at Tufts University. I know many of the New Harvest Fellows came from Tufts, and Tufts is known around the world for their excellence, particularly in the cell ag space. Welcome to the stage.
So this is an absolutely hopeless task now. I thank you so much, you guys, for putting me on last. As some of my group members advised me today, the only reason Isha put me on last was to make sure I stayed to the end of the conference. She knows me way too well. Giving the last talk is really pretty hopeless. So usually it's sort of like if you've ever been to a wedding, the best man at the wedding has to give the talk, for the bride and the groom, right? So there's two things a best man has to do when they're giving that last talk. One is to make sure you get ready for the party that's after, which is what happens after. So I'll let Kristen do that later. And the other role of the best man is to extol the virtues of the bride and groom, right? Either tell stories out of turn or just talk about how amazing they are. So we'll pretend that Isha is both the bride and the groom, and I will just extol her virtues, which you've already heard about, so my talk is totally boring, but there's few people you meet in your life who are amazing. And so thank you, that's all I want to say, okay. And then, I have some slides, but I honestly feel like I don't even want to bother with the slides, to be honest. If we could just put the first slide up, and I'll just say a few points, comments, in response to some of the things that were raised. I think there should be one with Natalie's graphic somewhere on there. No? Oh, I don't have controls. So. Well, I can talk to it anyway. So there were a couple of questions asked, as I'm the token academic on the stage, right? So of the whole 2 days, other than the Harvest Fellows, which are the lifeblood of this whole program. But I will say that as the token academic, the motivation in this field is infinite, number one, from myself. Number two, I echo the same things you heard from some of the fellows. For example, the fellows felt like they were the only one in the room or the only one in the university who cared, right? And as a faculty member, back in the day when we started this, really it started with Natalie as my first fellow back in 2016, I think. I am a faculty of one at my university that cared about cell ag. Today, we have a constellation of about 20 faculty, all involved in the program over the course of 6-7 years, all because of New Harvest. So I just want to make sure that whether there's, we heard a few other faculty here getting started, don't be deterred. Just go with your passion, go with your heart, build on your foundation. Mine was in tissue engineering and regenerative medicine, and now transformed into cell ag. So I was going to give you a lot of insights from the academic side. I think I'm really just going to skip that because people know I don't want to talk long. But I think just move ahead. And I hope New Harvest will stay very active in funding fellows because they are the long-term investment in this field. I have to call out my 3 senior fellows. One's already graduated, Natalie with her PhD, working at ARC Biotech. So. And the amplification of the support from New Harvest is immeasurable. Okay, so there's going to be some jokes in here, just so you know. So Natalie, aside from designing the next generation bioreactors, I expect to be the first woman on Mars for long-term space missions with her fly burgers. Okay, so we will see how that comes in the long run, along with Sophie. Number 2 are Andrew and John, so they'll graduate with their PhDs this year. So, and where's Andrew? I don't see Andrew. Oh, there's Andrew. So Andrew, as you know, aside from his amazing work on Beefy 9. I can't even tell you how many technical achievements he's made. But as you heard from Isha yesterday, I expect he'll also start a business on some kind of cell ag, you know, balding product improvement with his glowing dome there. So we will see how that goes, right? So again, multifaceted impact of New Harvest. And then there's John, okay? So as many of you know, John just got his first paper off, which is really a remarkable achievement. You'll all read about it, about his scale-up fat production from animal cells. So lots to come there. And then if you don't know, John's opening a tattoo parlor on the side as well, okay, if you haven't heard that. So, anyway, again, I really am going to skip the slides because it's just going to keep you here later. I just want to mention a couple things. One, and we heard from VC about, you know, how do you help train VCs and others? So from the academic side, thanks to Natalie and Andrew and John, back 3-4 years ago, we established our first courses totally in cell ag. So first we had a lecture course and then a lab course. And they're all online. We encourage people to download, use them, et cetera. And we're continuing to expand the educational side. So we've got to educate, not just you guys, but also high school students and on up to really bring the field forward. So that's our commitment through Tufts, now that we have a whole Center for Cellular Agriculture at the university. So we're building more coursework to do that, and we intend to expand that as we go. So anybody that has interest in that, please reach out to one of my fellows or myself, and happy to help you. The other thing I heard a lot about was this partnership, or how do you collaborate between industry, academics, VC, startups, all that. And the answer is it's something you evolve and learn about as you go. And as some of you who know me a long time, you know, we've spun out in our biomaterials world about a dozen companies over 20-odd years. But in the cell ag space, this is a whole nother mindset for me and for the team. And we have learned every step that we've gone, right? And we're trying to bridge the balance. It's a tightrope sometimes, you know, to do good science, and that's our ultimate mission at the academic side. Publishable, peer-reviewed, you know, science that people can look at and critique, just as you heard from David and others earlier. At the same time, we do want to get innovation out there. You have to drive innovation with IP and so on. So we've learned, good or bad, how to try and balance that. In some cases, it's not easy, and in other cases, it is easy. And there's not one right answer there. But I think having some of the companies get together for shared IP is really a wonderful thought that we've heard about these 2 days. So happy to, you know, help anybody going through or navigating that minefield, because it really is difficult. How do you balance the interests of the student, the university, the investor, and all that is a challenge in itself, almost a course in itself. And really, I think that's all I'm going to say. I just think that for all of you here, you already know that this conference is amazing, and I hope it continues every year, because I think it really is a very unique community that shares the same goal, whether you come at it from animal welfare, human health, sustainability, environment, and et cetera. It doesn't matter. It's all towards the same goal. And I think, you know, a couple of people have said it over the 2 days, but we are literally nascent, right? I had a slide to talk about developmental biology in the context of cell ag, and it talked about embryonic and development, you know, and so on. And we're really, you know, 6, 7, 8 years in from Mark Post's, you know, major accomplishment, and we still have a long way to go. So we heard lots of elephants in the room. The only reason really that Isha put me last, if you know Tufts University, you know our mascot is what? Elephant, okay? So that's really why I'm finishing this up for the team. You didn't know that, did you? Oh my gosh, how sad. Okay, anyway, so I think the academic side, we need more academicians to really step up and play a major role here to support the fellows, to support the education side. Workforce needs are out there everywhere. I'm sure those in industry know this. We get calls every other day looking for trained students, so thank you to my students. They all have great careers ahead, and we can't fill the need. So pass it back to any of the academic labs, you know, and encourage them to continue to grow. The original, I keep rambling, see, you get me going. The original reason Isha asked me to come was to talk about this disparity between public and private funding, and you heard enough about it. I will just amplify that the little bit of public funding is still very, very, very small, and we do need more of it to really support the academic labs. There's no other way to really get those labs on their feet and committed to cell ag, and it really does help faculty to convert their labs towards cell ag if they see opportunities for fellowships and for research grants in this space. So we're just starting to see that open up a little bit. I hope that will continue, and it's up to all of us to keep pushing that end of this, because clearly there's plenty of company startups and investment out there, but the disparity is still very, very large. So I'm going to close with that. Just again, thank you for the team for having me on. Again, not just Isha, who's just this inspirational leader, but the whole New Harvest team is just a remarkable group. So we're all thankful to you guys for coming together, bringing us together, and keeping us together. And please keep up the amazing work that you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Now wait, before you go, Isha told me to corner you up here and ask you a very specific question about a very specific $10 million USDA grant. Can you talk to us about that? The grant that you got, what it's going towards?
Sure.
Yeah.
I will try. Yeah, we were very, very fortunate. We received really the first significant USDA grant in cell ag. This was back about 6 months ago. And it's a 5-year, $10 million grant. It involves 6 academic institutions. That's why I think it's really significant. Tufts is the lead. Virginia Tech is our major partner. UC Davis, Virginia State, MIT, and University of Massachusetts, Boston. So those are the 6. And it's a really different model for this kind of research, so happy to give people more details and have you join some of our meetings. It's completely open, integrated research. So we have team meetings on each aim, and there's students at each institution that play a role in the different goals of the project, whether it's scaffold design, cell isolation, characterization, and so on. So that's the mandate. Ultimately, over this 5 years, the USDA wanted us to establish an institute for cellular agriculture. So that's the goal over 5 years. Part of it is to do workforce training as well, back to the comment from VC. So we'll be having modules, road shows, things like that, where you can get those kinds of information in a coherent way, hopefully to help grow interest as well as the workforce sort of raising up to get involved in cell ag going forward. So hopefully that helps a little bit, yeah.
Amazing, thank you.
Yeah.
That's
You're welcome.
such good news. Thanks so much. Yeah, you're free, you're free. Wow. I'm having a lot of feelings right now. This has been such an amazing 2 days. I can feel the energy in the room. I know a lot of you feel the same way. Yeah, I'm just so, I don't know, I'm just so overcome with emotion for this community, for New Harvest, for their mission, for our mission together, and for sort of the hope and optimism that particularly the last few hours have instilled in me, that we're going to continue to come together in this space. We're going to continue to have both optimistic and challenging conversations. We're going to keep pushing each other to be better and to grow further and to reach further and to interrogate our own biases and to support each other and to collaborate and to just yeet a whole bunch of money into the space. All of it. We're going to keep doing all of it together, and I think New Harvest is going to serve as the nucleus for this for a very long time to come. And so of course, like there's going to be an after party, but before I announce the after party and before I let everyone go, we're going to find out how many people this stage can hold. I want to bring Isha and the whole New Harvest team and all of the volunteers that made this conference happen up onto the stage right now. All of you, please come. Anybody and everybody that's actually still in the room, and I'm sure some of them are outside of the room, but keep the applause going, like standing ovation for all of these amazing people. No, everybody squeeze in. I'm going to come over here to the edge. I'm like, you know. Oh my God. Group hug. Woo! Amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause, please, and each other. Guys, I mean, I just want you to take in what this group of people has built and brought us all here to do, and just like sit with that for a minute, that very warm feeling. Thank you all so much. Thank you all for doing so much for this community. Really appreciate you. Okay, fine, I'll come back up. Hi. Oh yeah, I'm a volunteer. I too am here. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, you're here? Yay. Board member. Another volunteer. Yeah. I feel like the fellows should be up here too. I don't know. Everybody in the crowd. Thank you, everyone, so much. This has been such an amazing space to be in for the last 2 days with all of you. So much love to you all. So much love to all the people on the stage. Excited to build this future together. Let's go to Honey's. We're going to Honey's Brooklyn for a night of music, drinks, and camaraderie. So let's do it. That's in East Williamsburg. It's in Williamsburg, so type in Honey's Brooklyn. If you're not in the Williamsburg neighborhood, you're looking at the wrong place. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.